Good morning from Bordeaux. It just went 8 o'clock, and that means the street lights have just gone off. But it also means that the lights on the steeple of Saint Louis, our magnificent Gothic revival church, have gone off as well. So this morning when I went to the boulangerie opens at 6, there's a side street where you can catch a glimpse of Saint Louis steeples. And partly because of the height of the buildings and the fact that I exit on the ground floor, you're not as aware of the church, especially the steeples, until you do something like that. So, I'm sat and had breakfast on my balcony, which is why I'm dressed like an Arctic explorer. It's still a bit nippy, and also because of my long time in Japan, but also because I think it's a good idea anyway. There's a Japanese idea called engawa, which is where a building and nature meet. And the Japanese will often contrive architecturally to create spaces where nature and human construction meets. And the closest I've come to that in Europe is the balcony, which there must be 100 and 150 balconies on my street, and I'm the only one who uses my balcony this way. But that's my choice and my preference. But engawa, this idea of being outside, open to the sky, reacting to what nature you can see. I've had some wonderful visions of bird overflights and what have you. So it's rather super to be out there. Although, as I say, it's a lonely, solitary occupation. However, this morning I went to the boulangerie, and I always order the same thing because I have my preferences, and I have a croissant au beurre, butter glazed croissant, and then chocolatine, pain au chocolat for the rest of you. We say chocolatine here in Nouvelle-Aquitaine. I think they say it in Canada as well, if I'm not mistaken. But that's what I normally buy. But today I went in, and there was a magnificent set of Jesuit. The Jesuit pastry is an elongated triangle, aerated layers of flaky pastry, beautiful light crust, dusted in what I think in the States would be called powdered sugar, and I think in Britain it's called icing sugar. But it's what you dust, put on top of cakes. And I looked at that and I thought, I'm fond of the Jesuit. I don't know why it's called that. I've asked a number of people, and I haven't done my deep dive about why the pastry is called Jesuit. I noticed that the first time I encountered it was in Portugal, Lisbon. So I thought maybe it's a Portuguese thing, but that's the historians will illuminate this for us. But I thought, that looks particularly nice. But the complications of the morning was that I also wanted the sandwich, and because of just healthy eating, one way or another I eat oily fish, and one of my preferences oily fish is salmon, which I call the Norwegian Mediterranean diet. So I wanted a sandwich with salmon in it, and so they didn't have any. So they went and prepared one. And so while I was waiting, I ordered my Jesuit in lieu of my other choices, because I thought, they're quite large. And so I thought, cut it in half and have one with breakfast and the other half at tea time, in the afternoon. Not tea time, afternoon tea. So, all good. I brought it home. Oh my goodness, the best Jesuit ever. But before I got my Jesuit home, my Jesuit disappeared. Wally went off and did the sandwich for me, and then the guy brought out, beautiful, looked like I got half a salmon on the sandwich. It was just superb, still warm from the oven. My Jesuit had disappeared. So loudly I asked to the woman who was waiting on me, "Have you eaten my Jesuit?" And there was panic for a moment, and he says, No, here it is, and here it is. And so my Jesuit was safe. She had not eaten it. Brought it home, split it in half. I've got a photograph, and when sinking and completes its little journey, I'll share with you half of the Jesuit, and the other half's in the fridge. The other half's in the shelf in a sealed container. But it was the best Jesuit ever. The pastry just floated off the plate. So yummy. Now, there is an argument that because of the sugar and what have you, that it's a sweetie, but this is France. So as you let the Jesuit make its way down your throat, you come to the point where you realize it's salty. There is a bitter, slightly bitter aftertaste, which balances the sugar perfectly. So, be able to eat that while the lights of the steeples were still on, while the street lights were still on, outside on my engawa, even though I'm dressed like a polar explorer, was heaven. And this is the sort of thing that happens here all the time. Keep that in mind. Bordeaux, Monomour.